Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Love you. My name's Caleb, and some of my most viewed videos have been reviews, so I thought I will do more. And I thought I'd review possibly the greatest movie ever, one of the greatest, one of the most widely acclaimed movies, which is Casablanca. And Casablanca, I think definitely of the genre that it is, or subgenre, I would put it as drama, kind of like slightly heavy drama. Not super heavy, but it also has a great mix of history and it's half realistic, but it's also a made up story. Sort of like Titanic. And I would put it up there with Titanic, Pulp Fiction, and yeah. I saw a great breakdown of the movie where they kind of went over some symbolism, like one seeing the main character. Shoot, I forget his name now, but he's like looking through a window, and did you see like bars from the window on his face, and it's supposed to look kind of like prison bars. And there are a lot of tiny little details like that sometimes I wonder if they're coincidental or not, but either way, there's symbolism. There's just a lot of good, giving like slight hints to the audience, but one of the, it's interesting, I'm just thinking about it now, but two of my favorite movies of all time, and sort of three of my favorite movies, I'll explain what I mean, but have like sort of a sad ending. So I'm not trying to spoil the ending here. Well, I guess I kind of did. So I'll put a spoiler warning on this video. But it has a sad ending. You don't see it coming. And the same thing happened with Titanic. And a similar thing happened with Saving Private Ryan, which is another one of my favorite movies. In that, not, well, I guess I should put it. Spoiler if you haven't seen Saving Private Ryan. But arguably the main character dies in that, because even though the movie's called Saving Private Ryan, it's mostly following Tom Hanks' character. So I don't know what that says about me. I really didn't think about that until just right now, but I do like happy endings, but I don't know, maybe it's just because it's not the typical Hollywood ending that it stays with you longer. But truly, I could say that this is a piece of art. Casablanca is a piece of art in so many different ways and shapes and forms. The lighting, the acting, the storytelling, it's engaging the entire time from beginning to end. There's no dips in pace. I mean, maybe you could make an argument for some, but I don't notice. To me, it's engaging the entire time. And to say that for an old movie, which generally had very slow pacing, says a lot. And or slower pacing than movies do now. I in particular really like this clash of various different groups from the world, where this guy has this cafe, and so there's people from all over the world, and there's a war going on, so maybe even more kind of different factions coming together in one place at a time. And he's dealing with life, he's dealing with his business, he's dealing with extreme heartbreak, and he's like a cool guy, but he also tries to do good, and even though it's hard. And I know they touch on these things a lot in movies, but it's so blended together perfectly, so eloquently in Casablanca, that it really is a je ne sais quoi that this encapsulate. It covers the entire film from beginning to end. I can't really find anything that I dislike about it. I mean, if every movie was this quality, I would just be watching movies all day. Really, I mean, it's incredible. Occasionally you happen upon something that's so incredibly artistic and beautiful, gorgeous in every way, shape, and form, some sort of art piece, and this is one of those things. And often it's not sort of celebrated en masse. It's not publicly acclaimed, and sometimes it's not even critically acclaimed. But in this case, it's all over the board. Everyone likes it. Well, not everyone, but like it can appeal to people who don't even really get the finer art to it. Just kind of like the storyline. It has that common denominator that in terms of the basics that everyone can like, but there's also this, like I said, this je ne sais quoi that if I were more of an art critic or film critic, or knew more about the production, I could articulate and go into the details more of why it's so good. But sometimes it's more enjoyable to not know these things, because you kind of dissect so much. I think there's even a term for that, like dissecting like an animal, then it's dead. So it's nicer to just look at it without knowing all the details of what goes into it, because you just appreciate it as a whole, and it's has more of a positive impact emotionally. So yeah, I would encourage everyone to watch this, unless you really, really don't like watching black and white movies, or if you just don't like drama or something. But even if you don't like drama, really, I would say watch, 20 minutes of it, and then if you don't really like it, then stop. Because another thing is that it's referenced so much in culture, and maybe not directly, sometimes indirectly, And yeah, I'd say it's worth at least giving a shot for anyone. Maybe children under like 6 or 7 might not get something from it, but yeah. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Love you. God bless. Have a good one. If you would, let me know what you think, and let me know what other things you'd like me to review or watch. I might just go through all the things I've watched and review them. But yeah, if you would comment and subscribe and like, and yeah, I think that was decently thorough. And have a good one. God bless.